Let's get to that Sunday night game, though, or excuse that we just saw. Patriots at Bills. Patriots as 8.5-point dogs on the road in Buffalo. Go in and win 23-20 on a last-second Andres Borregales field goal. That I don't know about you, JP, but I thought that one was probably going to be good from about 75-ish. The way he hit that thing, that went over the uprights from 52 yards out. What was your number from this Sunday night upset?
My number was 11, and that's how many penalties the Bills had tonight. And I think that you could go with a lot of numbers here. And the biggest one was just the Bills continuing to shoot themselves in the foot. They had 2 fumbles offensively. We mentioned the penalties. And offensively for the Bills, it just felt uneven. It felt like just an off game for them. They couldn't really get the run game going, which I actually was kind of surprised at. There were some big runs that were popping off, but then just nothing really came of that. And then I think the Patriots did a good job of wadding up all the signature calls and all the signature stuff the Bills really like to do offensively. The first thing is they really like to get into those 4 strong with the bunch, and then James Cook to the strength of the bunch, and they'll run mesh. They'll run crossing routes. And the Patriots played a lot of zone. They wanted to defend that really well, and they did. And they forced Josh Allen to be a little bit more creative mode than he really likes to be, especially at this point. He wanted to be more of a distributor, but they weren't being able to really get to that point with that offense. So it was a really good game plan by Vrabel and the Patriots. But man, this was a welcome to the national light performance for Drake May and this Patriots offense.
That was the biggest takeaway for me. It was just that, if you hadn't watched Drake May the past few weeks, you may not have realized what kind of ball this guy was playing. I mean, he looked, obviously outside of Jaden Daniels, who already is a rookie, but like he looked like the best of the year 2 quarterbacks. It's like the guy who actually, we're predicting all these leaps, the guy who's actually made that leap and who actually now looks like a true franchise quarterback. And that really is just missing the pieces. Really, if he just has playmakers, guys who can separate consistently on the outside, all of a sudden he's upper echelon at the position in the NFL sort of quarterback. And in this one, you just saw not only a lot of the outside of structure stuff, but then the whole shot he had against cover 2 at that final drive is just kind of confident throw that takes the level of arm talent that, you're probably your average to below average quarterbacks in the NFL. Just they aren't hitting that in that situation. It's a big boy throw, and Drake May made a lot of them in this game.
And even on that, I think it was that same drive where the defender comes in. I think it's defensive tackle, free runner comes in on rollout. He's stiff arming the defensive tackle with the ball still in his right hand. Still gets the ball off. I thought he was going to get sacked, which would be a huge negative at that point in the game. Gets the ball off to Stephon Diggs, and they get a first down on that play. That was, and again, I'm not saying it trying to compare the players 1-to-1, but that was a Josh Allen type of play. That was something that you see Josh Allen normally do, and it felt like Drake May really sort of felt in his own element in the second half. I think the Bills showed him a lot of different stuff when it came to pressures, when it came to playing man coverage and using Shaq Thompson as a spy. They used Milano as a spy. Terrell Bernard was spying. But what really changed in the second half was Drake May was just being more distributor in the second half when he broke the pocket. And he was playing so well, diagnosing blitzes, diagnosing pressures. I actually thought he did that pretty well last year as a rookie. So this constant upward tick, this upward trajectory of him continuing to stack games really has me excited for what the Patriots can be.
Yeah, he finished as 22 of 30, 273 yards. No real running game to speak of for them in this one. Less than 4 yards per carry on the ground. And then you still have the fumble problem that is the Patriots running back. Antonio Gibson fumbles a kick return, unfortunately goes out for the game on that one. Ramondre Stevenson fumbles another one.
Yeah,
if they could just eliminate that, they might have a few more wins on the schedule too. But this Patriots team, with how easy their schedule is, I saw this week that I think it was Aaron Schatz tweeted out that the rest of the way, the only team they play that heading into this week was top 12 in DVOA is the Buffalo Bills, and they beat them once. So they don't face a good team, really, the rest of the way in, and we know how bad the rest of that AFC East is with the Jets and the Dolphins looking like 2 of the worst teams in the NFL. I think this Patriots team at 3-2, I think they're making the playoffs.
especially with how weak the AFC is. You might. We'll get to the AFC North teams here in a sec, but we might only have one AFC North team that makes the playoffs this year. You're not going to have the same volume of AFC West teams. You might only get 2 instead of 3. You're not going to get the AFC South into the playoffs. This could be the year where, in the first year of Mike Vrabel, they really turn it around and, led by a quarterback who is really on that upward trajectory, make the playoffs. And it'd be a really fun story, because if Drake May keeps playing like this, I would take the Patriots toe-to-toe against any of the other teams in the conference.
Next 3 weeks: Saints, Titans, Browns. Your 6-2, New England Patriots coming to a city near you.